Oh, 2012 Toyota Sienna, man. Let's go. Alright, man, so pretty much the alternator is bad. Alright, so here's a new one. If you want to know where this one came from, rockauto.com. Look at her, man. She's beautiful, man. She's beautiful. Only 2 bolts. Got the pigtail right there. So she looks good, man. She's beautiful, man. You want to know the part number to this one? 211-326, man. As obviously you can see from my shadow, hot as shit out here, man. Alright, so here's your alternator right here. There's the cable and the pigtail. Should be 2 bolts. One right there and then one on the bottom, man. So what we're gonna do first, take off the engine cover, man. This shit should pop off. Boy, set that to the side, man. Alright, look at what we're working with here, man. So what you're gonna want to do first is disconnect the battery, man. Always do that. Make sure you do that, man. So what it look like here, we got 2 10mm bolts, man. So take those off, unplug them. Now what we're gonna do is take loose this wiring harness, man. Pretty much unclipping it from these little clips around. I'm bolting this one right here, unplugging the pigtail, and then kind of just shifting it over so we can have more room to access. So because it pretty much push in on this tab, it pops out like that, and you'll be able to wiggle it out. So that's that. This boot right here, you can take this boot off. It's a 10mm right there, so let's go ahead and take that off. Fuck, man, this Texas weather, man. God damn, it's hot as shit out here. So pretty much, after you take the nut off, you got this, it pretty much just pulls right back. And what I always do, any nut I take off, I always put it back on. That way you don't be losing nuts and shit. Last thing you want to do is lose nuts and bolts while you're trying to get the shit done and end up spending a lot of time trying to look for them. So always push it back where they go, man. That's why you're not tripping. Okay. So one way you can take this off, there's a little locking tab right here, like a pigtail. Just press that down. And what I do, I got like a little mini pry bar. Anything too crazy. But as you're pressing it down, just kind of peel it back. You know what I'm saying? Then kablam. Alright, so this one, same thing. You're going to want to get this little tab right here in the middle. Press it up, and then peel back. Kablam. Alright, now we got a lot more wiggle room down here. You can see all that, man. You got a lot of wiggle room. That's what you want. So kind of make it even better as far as clearance goes. Gonna go ahead and undo this sensor. Pretty much just press it down like that. Press it a couple times because it might be brittle, so you gotta be careful. And then as you're pressing it down, kablam. Come over here. Put that up. Take that out. Same thing over here. Lift it up. Pull it back. Pretty much just being able to just move all this to the side, man. Alright, so next order of business, right? You gotta take the belt off. See that right there in the middle? That's a tensioner. Alright, man, so the belt tensioner itself requires a 14mm to undo the belt. So real quick tip before you actually go and undo the whole thing, man. Let me show you something, man. Kablam. Zip ties. So pretty much when we take the belt off, we're gonna hold the belt up with our hand. Zip tie is something to keep it up so the whole belt doesn't undo. Then you're gonna spend time either trying to look up or trying to figure out the diagram, man, as far as the belt routing. So pretty much what zip ties for. So 14mm, man. Now let me show y'all what I got going on today, man. Kablam! Alright, we got a serpentine belt tool, man. Real skinny and really fits in those tight places, man. So you just be able to just go on there and then kaboom. She's on there. So your setup will probably look something like this. And then pretty much you just push this all the way back. Like I'm actually touching the cowl right now. And the belt's a little loose. So let's go ahead and take the belt off. Alright, man, as far as these zip ties go, let me show y'all, man. So to pretty much set it up, man, I just get these, they're kind of long. I want to say about like, what, 12, 14 inches or some shit. I get 2 of them. Set it up like that, man, so you get one long one. And I'll show you what to do right now, man. Alright, so we're going to push this all the way through. Take the belt off of the alternator. Good boy. Right there. Put this zip tie top of the belt. Alright, so we got the top of the belt. Just zip tie it to this to just hold the belt so the whole belt don't go all over the place. And then, because this still had tension when I brought it down, I just zip tied it to the mount, man. So just to hold it in place while I'm able to go down here and figure this shit out. Alright, so pretty much behind the alternator is a little bracket with like a 12mm straight. In order to go in there, if you have a swivel, that's cool. If not, you know, you could just take off this engine oil dipstick right here. There's a 12mm bolt. Undo that, turn it to the side so it's not in your way. God damn, how long is this bolt, bro? I just move it out the way. You gotta take the whole thing off. Always make sure you put the bolt back on so you don't lose it. Alright, man, so I was having a difficult time getting to the 12mm bolt that's in the back bracket of the alternator. So what I did was I undid this heat shield. Make sure the engine's not hot when you're undoing this, because there's a reason why that picture's right there. You know what I mean? Just 3 10mm bolts, right? Look like this. Okay, so I just put them right there, so you don't think I'm just throwing them everywhere, but pretty much, man, you just figure out. Okay, you don't have to take the old tool off, none of that. Just be able to move that to the side. Then look at this. Kablam! It's right there. So because of the fact that I can see it now, golly, I'm sweating, bro. The fact that I can see it now, it'll probably be easier to take off. So let's go. Alright, so this is a setup I got for the back bracket, man. It's pretty much a long extension with a 3/8 swivel socket, 12mm. Being able to take out that heat shield, you got a lot more room to be able to handle that. So let's go. Oof. Kabam! Bro, it's hot as shit out here, bro. I'm sweating my ass off. It's all good, man. Keep it pushing, man. Keep it pushing. I miss doing this shit, man, for real. Kabam. Okay, so now that we got the wire harness kind of out the way, I'm being able to move. Still got the belt intact. Got that holding on that. Took off the heat shield. Got the 3 bolts right there. Took off the bolt for the back bracket of the alternator. She's right here. So now we unplugged everything. So pretty much just the 2 bolts, and that's it as far as this assembly goes. You got a 14mm right here. Put your hand underneath this AC. Wrap around the coolant hose. If you feel the alternator and trace it down, you can feel the bolt with your finger. Alright, so we got all that out the way. Going after the bottom bolt, man. It's right there. Some bottom bolts of 14 millimeter, man. Boy. Okay, now we getting the top one. Alright, so I don't know who was the last one. Goddamn sweat. I don't know who was the last one to put this alternator on, man. I'm gonna have to do this the non-ASC way. Bam. Alright, man, so we got a 14 millimeter deep socket. Got my 3/8 ratchet, man. And got me like a 22 millimeter fitted on top of that. Got me a long 1/2 inch extension, man. It's called leverage. And he just bam. Pretty much zip this baby out, man. Alright, man, so you got two alternator bolts, a small one and a longer one. The small one is for the bottom side. This longer one is the top side, so just keep that in mind whenever you're putting them back together, man. Alright, then get you like a little pry bar or something. You can see it kind of getting off a little bit. Alright, so what you want to do on both sides, kind of just like, see how you can wiggle that out. So pretty much you just prying in the beginning to kind of just get it off of the bracket right here, and then pretty much wiggling it to where it's off, and then trying to figure out whether it might be easier this way or it might be easier this way. Whichever way, figuring out a way that's easier to fish it out like this. So let's go. Alright, so after a couple minutes of wiggling it all over the place, man, I came to the conclusion that's probably just easier to take this radiator hose off, just so you can able to fish it out this way, you know what I'm saying? So pretty much, man, you got that clamp right there. Fuck, but it's hot. Pretty much there's like special tools for that, but it's alright, man. We got some regular old pliers. Now, before you undo this radiator hose, you're gonna have coolant splashing all over the place, right? So after you take this hose off, you're gonna have to hold the hose up, zip tie it somewhere so it can stay up, so you don't have a shitload leaking out. But coolant's still gonna come out regardless, right? So pretty much, I got a coolant catch can. It's actually a oil drain container, but I bought two of them, one for oil and one for coolant, man. Now, when you're doing this part, you're pretty much just trying to break the hose loose, but you don't want to go too, ouch. You don't want to go too crazy with it because you don't want to mess up the hose, you know what I mean? But if you kind of mess with it a little bit, you can see it's coming out, sliding out. That's what you want. Just do whatever you do to not damage this radiator hose, because at that point you're spending money you don't have to, just because you're not careful, you know what I mean? But watch this. Boy. Shit, man. Zip ties, baby. It was gonna be your best friend. Boy. Oh shit, man. So I tell you what, man. My aunt came over here, man. Real shit. She came to drop off a Father's Day gift, man. Let me show y'all real quick, man. Kabam! Look at her, man. Oh man, I love my aunt, man. Real shit. So she gave me a Father's Day card, man. Got some jerky, Sweet Baby Rays, man. That's the barbecue I put on my chicken. Shit, got a Red Bull. Got some hand sanitizer. Shit, here's the best part, man. Kabam! Best dad ever socks, man. Shit, got tools on that motherfucker, man. Oh shit, look at the back of this bag, man. Bam! Happy Father's Day, Mr. Fixer Guaranteed. She got me big ass water bottle and a Gatorade. Hold on, man. Oh. Boy! Alright, man, let's get back to the shit, man. Alright, so after a couple of minutes of rehydrated and fucking with this shit, I came to the conclusion it's probably better off to take this fan off, man. Alright, so got the alternator out finally, man. But let me show you what I had to do, man. So real shit. So pretty much when we disconnected the radiator hose on top. Yeah, I already showed y'all we did that hose. So we took the fan out, man. It's so pretty much it sits like this, man. All you do is press it in, push it in, and it pops right out. You're gonna want to have to disconnect this connector right here first. As you're pulling it up, you're gonna have a part of the wire harness plugs into here. You just pop that out, and with these little slots right here, pretty much they slide in and out. So disconnect this connector, take off those two bolts, undo this, and disconnect this, man. This whole shit just come right off. But before you take it off, you're gonna have to disconnect this. So this is for your coolant. It's just little holes, not anything too crazy. It's just one 10mm bolt that goes up here. Some hoses you just gotta pop right off, and then there's a hose that connects here to the radiator. So you just take that off, that part comes off too. So once you take that off, you take the fan off, and you look, you got a lot of clearance back here finally. I'm not even gonna lie, I should have done that from the beginning, but you know, you live and you learn, you know what I mean? It's part of the trade, so fuck it, man, let's go. I was able to fish out right here, so just be careful with the radiator not to damage anything. Everything still looks the same, so that's good. Alright, so finally got the alternator back on. Pretty much with all this room, it's a lot easier to put the alternator in. Once you put it in, you put the two bolts on, you tighten those. From there, I would suggest putting the belt back on. Cut the zip ties, and then put the belt back on. But once you feel like you have it on, double check everything. Double check the compressors, the crankshaft, the pulleys, everything, man. Make sure everything's aligned, man. Because one thing you don't want to do is turn the vehicle on and the belt is not on correctly. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and put the heat shield back on, man. Put the engine oil dipstick back on. Put the wiring harness back on together, man. Start off up here. Slips right on. This right here. Slips right on. Plug this baby back in. Slide this back on. I'm gonna have to take off this 10mm nut to plug this back in. Alright, I'm gonna put the hose in. Let's just slide this baby in there. Okay, so if you look on the bottom of the radiator, see how you got that right there? And you got that one right there. Then you got that little slide right there, right? That's where the bottom of these three are gonna slide in for the fan to slide right in. Thing is, you gotta be real careful with the radiator, man. So be real careful with the radiator and just go in gently like a newborn baby. And then that's how you know you did it right too. See how that's lined up, and this is lined up too. Tighten these babies up, not too crazy, because you gotta remember this is plastic. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in. Bam. Got a little clip right there. A little clip right there. We're gonna go ahead and connect the radiator hose. The top one. Squish this baby back in. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. Go and get this baby right here. See that little thing right there? Goes inside that hole. Get that started. Alright, and you come down here, you see this hose right here from this reservoir. I'll go ahead and plug it back where you go, like that. Now we're gonna go ahead and put this air intake deal in here. Now as you see, they got these little plastic brackets on them. Okay, that's where all this little skinny little hoses go into, man. So shit, we're starting from the top, baby. Go ahead and both like that. Boy, boy. Come over here. Boy, boy. And then you got those two on the bottom. Alright, so we over here back with the AC deal. Cut my zip tie off. Alright. Alrighty. Tighten up that bracket for the AC line. So then this on here. Alright. Second one. Alright, double check everything before you put the battery on. So we got the radiator hose on. Radiator hose on. The AC brackets are back intact. The belt is on correctly. The alternator bolts are on. Both connectors are connected to the alternator. That rear bracket is on there. For the cable for the fan is on. Engine oil dipstick is on. All the wire harness around. Oh, see, this is exactly why I say check your work before you plug a battery in. Wow. Checking everywhere else. This is back on. All these hoses are back where it's supposed to go. This is intact. The fan is intact. Shit, man. That's about it. The heat shield is on. Alright, plug the battery in. So because we have some cooling get out, I'm gonna put some in here. Alright, man, let's go. Alright. Fuck, man. Thank God, is it? Man, let's fire her up, man. See how she goes. Bam! Oh, 2012 Sienna, man. Let's go. Oh, shit! Damn. Shit, man, look. We're pushing 14 volts, baby. Shit, man. It feels pretty dope, man. Shit. We still got it, man. Just because we ain't working at the shop no more doesn't mean we don't know what the fuck we know. Hey, man, so that's how you change your alternator, man, on a 2012 Sienna. Hey, man, y'all be good, man. Be easy, stay out of trouble, man, and have a good rest of y'all's day, man. Happy Sunday and happy Father's Day, man, for real. To all the fathers out there, man, the ones that's really putting in the work, man. So, man, it's a good day today, man. Let's go. Y'all be good, man. All right, man, please.